Yes. Uh, I guess this means I'll let the man win. So, it's Sunday. It's the winter solstice. What is it? The shortest day, longest night. I, man, when I was out of school and this would fall on like a winter vacation, it was kind of neat. Um, because you had, you could, it would be dark longer. So if I wanted to stay inside and just play video games, for me, especially when I was like young, that's not super young. I'm gonna say maybe like around 9, 10 years old or whatever. Like the PlayStation, the Saturn, N64 before the PS2 was out, all that stuff. Like you'd sit there and you would play games for me, and some games for the winter break, maybe, and just like hope I get something cool for Christmas. Like hope I get an N64 or a PlayStation or a Saturn or whatever. Maybe like some new games or something. So you'd rent stuff and then you would play it. And on a day like today, it's like I enjoy playing games at night, especially when it's dark outside. It just makes it like it feels like I should be inside doing something safe. And you just sit there and just think about like, oh man, maybe I get this, and all of a sudden, it hits Christmas Day, and if you rented the game from Blockbuster, that game's not gonna get any play, especially if you have it for like 3 to 4 days, and Christmas is on like a Monday or a Tuesday. Let's go with N64 for once. I load N64 all the time. You know what I mean. I prefer going to like Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. Um, let's see. Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Rayman's in here, right? Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. Dude, that looks incredible. You know what? Obviously. Um this is on the Switch too. This is the what's it called? The Nintendo Switch Online N64 Classics. But look at that frame rate. This game looks I never played the N64 version of this game. I only played the Dreamcast version a little bit. Um this looks pretty impressive. But I was thinking, I was like, man, this looks like it's got the expansion pack, and I was like, oh, you know what? I wouldn't have to worry about that anyway. Let's go do some stuff. Man, I want this camera to be like here. I need it up higher, but I don't think I need it up higher. I gotta figure out what it's the top of the frame. All right. See, I liked having the camera looking down at me. I guess I could do that with this, maybe. Let me see. I got two issues with this thing. So this thing right now is on a stand I bought. I was hoping one day I'd go to the arcade and this can stay. I got it. My bad. Alright, so we'll do this. Tighten this up. And then I can raise up the actual stand. Oh, nope. Why is this loose now? See, my camera for some reason is like tilted slightly on this thing. I could never figure out why that happens. It tilts a little bit to the right. Alright. Camera's all the way in. Now I should be able to raise this up. Somehow, if I can remember how to. Is it? It's not this, is it? I think it's this. Hang on. Still working on it, my bad. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Alright, I got it. Okay, here we go. Alright, so what it was is that the actual camera slides up. Oh, geez, there we go. Look at that. That's crazy. On my end, it looks insane. Maybe this is closer to what I want, though. Top of the frame is still in a weird spot. Maybe. Alright. Well, at least that means I can adjust the height. Maybe that'll work better. This blocks off part of my screen, but it's whatever. I guess that's just first world problems, right? Going to adjust my filter. Okay, maybe this works. We'll see. All right, let's I should have the other Rayman game. What's it called? What's that game? What's the one with the really cool 2D animation that came out? Look what the pirates have done to our world. A planet of anguish and pain, haunted by evil. A dark place teeming with fierce monsters. Nothing can stop them now that they've captured you. They've taken everything and reduced our people to slaves. The robots search for innocent prey. The chaos, they exploded the heart of the world. You're getting weak. Soon it will be too late. You must escape, Rayman. You are our only hope. Right. Ah, still have the issue. I guess. You know, my problem is, I think I've mentioned this before, is I hooked up 3 monitors again. Just to give it a shot. I was actually thinking about taking my 3rd monitor, the one I'm using right now. I think it's one I'm using right now. It might be the middle one. I think it's this one. I thought about taking this one to work and setting it up on one of the computers I use, because the monitor I have is like super tiny. It's a 1080p monitor, but it's like 17 inches. And I have these spreadsheets I have to screenshot, but they don't fit on the damn screen. There was a bigger one that was back there, but somebody took it and don't know where it's at. Anyway, when I had the two monitors set up, what I could do is I could put the camera on top of one of them, and I could just slide the monitors around. But now that I have 3 monitors, the middle monitor kind of pivots a little bit, but not much because it's got the 2 arms beside it. So, thinking maybe it'll happen. I don't know. Glow box for Saint. Yahoo! I don't know if they ever did a Rayman 2 HD. It seems like the kind of game that should have got the HD treatment before something like Shadow Man. Well, if it's the Shadow Man, but Shadow Man. But again, this is also Ubisoft, so. Ah, yes. I remember being here and trying to see what I could do in the game and being confused. Okay, my bad. AEW lore. Lore, sure. Murphy. It's the stone? Oh, sweet. I was trying to figure out why I was walking the other direction. I wasn't pressing that way. Mhm. Whenever when I played the game, it was like the game was fine, but I've never been a big fan of like I like I'm alright with platformers, but I've never been a big fan of the collectathon platformers. Like I feel like I've talked about this a bunch, but I really liked Banjo Kazooie. The first, I think I rented the game like twice, and then when I tried playing it like years later, like going back to the game, I remember hating the fact that where the hell do I go? I guess I go. Let's go maybe down. Oh, lost already. I'm at the very beginning of the game and I'm already lost. Anyway, rented Banjo Kazooie a couple of times, and I want to say I went back to like years later, like in an emulator, maybe in like 2003, 2004, and I didn't enjoy it at all, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and that was when I was like, oh, I just don't want to like, I don't like the idea of just kind of running around and getting stuff. Yes, this is Switch 2. Hello? They just added this recently to the N64 thingy. Do I have to go down here? Oh, duh, I didn't see they opened this platform. Cool. I guess that thing isn't bad news. That looks like an enemy. It's got like a pointed nose and everything. That's L, but I mean hold L. Sure. I need 48 more of those things to advance, whatever that means. And it's like, you could find these things naturally, but knowing I have to get so many of them makes me not want to get them. Like if they give me a number like, oh, you need to collect 100 yummy berries. Like, nope, I don't. The game could be great. The game could be totally fine. It's just a lot of times I just don't want to do whatever that is. Like whenever they have something like that, I don't want to deal with it. Because I realize what it is like I'll start playing the game and then I'll realize at a certain point I'm not gonna have enough. I'll have like, let's say you need, oh, it's 1,000. For the most part, they're really easy to find. They're on your main path. Cool. How about like the last three? You'll have to like backtrack through like 30 levels to find whatever you're missing. That's how all of these games always end up. It's the very end of the game. Like, I'm missing 3. See, that looks like a lump.
No, it's better.
Be your daddy.
No, mas phone que se vou one day. Que se tu quer. Oh, you almost have it. Hey.
Isn't she like a sexy fairy? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game. I do know that Rayman at some point has like Rayman Origins, that's what it's called. I think in that game they made like some of the fairies like, oh, this fairy's like unusually attractive. And it's just, I guess it's just a little thing for the parents, like, oh, hey, you got this game for your kid, but check this out. In the Splinter Cell climb. Jesus Christ, Fisher, what the hell were you thinking? I think there's a Splinter Cell Netflix series. I think. I'm not 100% sure. No? Put you in your courage. I'm the king of the teensies.
Phone to consider one day. Gets you to, yeah. Stop! Now what's booty you? Oh, now it's you!
I have to tell you this. The pirates have taken Lie to the Fairy Glade, and they've locked her in one of the strongholds. To find her, you'll need to go through the Hall of Doors. The Hall is a magic place. It's to many other worlds. I have 5 lums? But I had like 3. Maybe I had 5. That's how that stuff starts. It starts like that. Like you'll be ready to go to another level and somebody will be like, oh, it seems that you require 13 more goat teeth. Remember this? Like this right here to me is like anytime I play a game like a platformer, I like seeing how tight you can run. Like if I can make a full circle, cool. If you get the game where you like try to rotate the characters like they have like weight, not a fan. It works for some games. The Witcher has it, and I think Red Dead 2 both do that, where you try to turn. Not that they're platformers, but like say if you're sitting there like I need to go left, like you press the left and your character's like they have to like reset their position. Alright, look at how good this game looks. Let's see if we go into here and change resolution to low. It looks, no, it does look lower res. I don't mind this low res though. I got a lum, I have 6 lums. It's 994 more, and then I'll finally be there. Oh, it says grab the blue lums. I'm guess if you touch them, that's grabbing them. Yeah, keep looking at areas and thinking like, oh wait, there might be something here, because this game seems to, there are places that look like they're dead ends, and you walk over there like, oh wait, that's not actually a dead end. Somehow Palpatine returned. Whatever. they would show this in all of the trailers of him like grabbing onto stuff and like swinging across the top because mechanics like this in games back then were like exciting. Like, oh man, you can do like a monkey bar swing. That's so cool. Like now it's just like you expect to have all these movement options. Pee-wee? Yeah. Lums for energy. Red lums, so yellow lums are the only ones that matter in terms of like actual collectibles. Blue lums are air, red lums are energy. Sorry. I thought that thing right there was an enemy for some reason. I guess because it was like glowing in red. It can't. Oh no. Oh no. The power stone. Oh no. Amazing. If you touch the water, you die. I was thinking if I took that thing out, it wouldn't kill me. I could go in the water, maybe look for something, but I guess not. I guess that's a good thing, though, right? Green lumber checkpoints. Got it. It's pretty cool they added this game. There's so many games that have come out in the service, as I mentioned before, where like, oh, you guys put that there? Like, it's really neat. I see the sign for piranhas, but I don't see a piranha. And I see that platform over there, which feels like I need to go there, but try to find a safe way to get there, I guess. Is this the safe way to get there? I think this is. What's the point of going over here? Oh. Dual barrel ride. Look, there's a lum there. Why would there... Man, this is what I'm talking about. It's stuff like this in these games where, like, you sit there and you're like, alright, I've finished the game, and it's time to get to the end. And you get there and you're missing a collectible, and it'll be something like that, and, like, there's no way for you to know because there's no map. I don't think there's a map in this game anyway. So let's go up. I My depth perception is jacked. Oh, there's vines right here, duh. Obviously. I was like, I don't see anything I can go do. Right. Okay. Use your shadow. Use that which brings life. It's Mortal Kombat. He has to fight Sub-Zero. Katana's giving him those tips on the beach or whatever when they're fighting. Damn. His strafing animation. It's cute. There's another game. It's not like this, but there's this game called Fur Fighters that came out on I think Dreamcast, PS1, and N64. That would be a cool game to have here. Place yourself in front of it. That's what I was supposed to do. This. Oh, good heavens. I didn't realize what I was getting into. I just dropped down in there. I was like, oh, wait, what's this? That's fine. I have plenty of health. Nothing to worry about. Uh-oh. All right, let's go. Let's oh man, trying to get me killed. Jeez. There we go. We're good. We are good. What am I doing here? I can't make that jump, right? There's no way I can make that jump. Why is the game making me think I can make that jump? Okay, there is a thing I can climb back up to get back up here. I guess I have to try. Maybe I can make that jump. I can't make that jump. There's no way that was gonna happen. What's this? Oh, this is what the hell? What is that? Oh, that's the fairy girl. Find the machine and destroy it. Okay, she's not as hot as I thought she was. I think it happens later in the series, in like Rayman Origins. Oh, I have to do whatever this is. Awesome. I don't think there's a way for me to drop it is the problem. If I could drop it, this wouldn't be an issue. Don't. There has to be a way to drop this. Is there a way for me to like throw it up? Okay, I can do that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, alright. I don't see how I would have figured that out as a kid. I probably didn't. That's what that means. Sweet. How do you get the ones up top? Oh, you probably just toss this straight up. Do this. And then I'm assuming if I walk forward and throw it. Nope. Throw the machine. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. We got this. We got this. All right.
Cheers, Neil. Qu'est-ce que tu dis? Yeah. Oh, you're the phone to consider one day.
They're doing voices. I get it. They want to be cute, but they could have done English. If they're gonna have him just saying stuff like "stop" or "dibba dibba gibba gibba," like just do the words. Especially because it sounds like they hired a voice actor to have a certain dialect or something like that. You just have to get the 4 masks on the way to get the 1,000 lumps. To rescue Polacus. I don't know. Is she disappearing? Oh, there she goes. I rescued her so she can teleport away. I don't understand. If she can teleport away, why wouldn't she just teleport away? Whatever. There it is. Glad to see it. And thing makes you fall like all the way down. We're good. Let's go up this way. I don't know if it was upstairs or downstairs. I think it's downstairs. That looks like that's yeah, here we go. Okay, here we are. Tooltip. Time to go back up. Let's try this again. We'll go back and then we'll read this time, and then I'll ignore the instructions because the games are going to tell me what to do. It says, oh, like a grappling hook. I got you. I need to cut all of this, but I don't have anything to put in my head because Pee-wee ate all of my like hats and stuff. What he does is he likes getting the top of the hat and he likes to just kind of like pick at it. So they all have holes in the middle, so I retired them all. Okay. Game. Here. Ooh, you can go in first person. You can't change the camera angle, but you can go in first person. Alright. Nice. Oh, fly between the air currents. I got you. It was very hard to figure out where that thing is. It's in 3D space. 20 out of 50. I guess I go to this one first. Sweet. This better not be my exit. I gotta get over here too, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's another one over there. Dang it. Dang it, game. I think I can make that jump. Go for it. If I can't, I'll go to the one on the left. I think this is gonna work though. Sweet. I'll try this one. I'm sure there's something in here too, because it's here. Yep. Figured that was gonna happen. Open this one. Go over this way. So there's one at the bottom. I'm sure there's one at the top too. Maybe. There's just the bottom. I guess this is the last one. Just have to shoot this thing. Oh, there's a cage in there. I got it. Oh, I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't. Oh, no. No. Oh, whatever. All right. I gotta go here, then over here, and then over there. Into that stupid cage. Whatever, man. But again, you need the stuff you need. If you see a collectible in a game like this, you have to get it. The game makes you think it's optional until you get to the end of the game, and every one of these games at the end is like, I see you've forgotten the silver cage. No worries, you can go back to the stage where you previously missed the item at, and it doesn't tell you where the item is or how many of them you missed. Is the person gonna do something? Wait, wait. The game. GG. Alright, let's see. We'll leave. No, 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 I didn't want to do that. My bad. I should have just gone back to the main menu. Oops. I don't know, man. Getting Mario 64 as like a Christmas present, like that was so big. The games I remember getting before then, I got a Game Boy with Super Mario Land 1. Um I got a Sega Genesis which had Street Fighter 2 and I think Sonic 2. Super Nintendo came with, I think it just came with Super Mario All Stars, and I might have got Super Mario World separate. I didn't have the combination card. I didn't. The Nintendo was my brother's. PS1, I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Metal Gear Solid. PS2, I think all I got was Metal Gear Solid 3. Um, the first game I remember getting for the PS2, like outside of that, was I bought Tekken Tag, and then after that, everything else I bought with my own money. Pee Wee, Pee Wee, Pee Wee. Og, Pee Wee, what are you doing? He's ripped like 3 holes in my carpet. It's very annoying.
Welcome to Mario Kart.
This was not a game that I owned. I had a friend who owned it, and he let me borrow it because this is any game back then that had a lot of like secrets. I wasn't necessarily into getting 100%, but I just wanted to find all sorts of cool stuff. I heard there's like a glitch or like some sort of crazy secret that you could do. Um, I'd be all over it, and like hearing that you could do whatever, and then they could like change the main menu. Trying to find shortcuts, the best ways to like optimize my times at the time. I didn't know any of the crazy speedrun shortcuts people do now, but like all that stuff was stuff I was obsessed with. I'm going to go get a drink. I will be right back. swear I'm almost back. I mean, I I was hanging out with the dog for a little bit, and then okay. Gotta put my hand up here to see where the top of the frame is because I still feel like my head's getting cut off. Why is Toad freaking out here? Everybody else is totally fine. I guess Peach is doing like a weird baby blowjob face. We just got Toad who's we'll do 50. Nice and easy. I didn't realize that was a difficulty thing. I thought that was just the speed. I'm a basic boy. Calamari Desert. Sure. And Choco Mountain. Bowser's Castle. Calamari Desert is like one of my least favorite tracks in the entire series, from what I remember. Funny, when you go from like this to like 100cc. This game handles so weird. Oh, that's just music. Funny. I didn't even know that was a button that you could press for that. Guess I'll just do this. I thought... long game. Nice. 50cc and I'm dying over here. Okay, let's go. Missed all of them. Oh my goodness, I drifted between them again. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I feel like in the modern games, they would make sure that you don't miss those. It's like all up on me like that. They're right behind me the entire way. It's crazy. This is the one I remember reading guides on how to do the shortcut, and I could never figure out where it was. I know where it is now, I just don't even waste my time on it. Again, I haven't played this game forever. What? Like there, it's just I could never. Ugh. You have to use a mushroom or something. Nope. Oh, there we go. Oh, is he right there again? Oh, what a waste. That was for me trying to remember how to do it, and I missed the damn jump. What? What do you mean? Tell me. It just stopped. Great. Everything I hate about kart racing games, just in one moment, just like, ah, here's a thing that's not gonna work how it should. And then you also get the the rubber banding. Like you can win. If you're good, you're gonna probably win. But there's so many moments in these kinds of games where it's just like, oh nope, we're gonna put a damn. Now look. Oh, look at that, I still made it up there. I'll take it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hit the damn palm tree. Stupid dinosaur. Not bad. Hate this course. Only because this is here, and this is just a thing that's here. It's just there. None of that matters either. Oh, he avoided it. Jerk. Oh, he's about to poop. The poop coming up back of his thing. It's fine. You. Oh. Another one. I'm good there. This one. He's still right there, of course. Look, one of the AI things did it. They put the damn shell at that spot. Or not the shell, the reverse question mark block. Like right behind another one. The banana is secretly the best item because it zooms the camera out more. Popping bottles. No, that's the last game. That's Super Mario Kart. This game doesn't have that, I think. I remember convincing myself that if you went to the Royal Raceway, if you got near Peach's Castle, you could like explore like some of the levels from the original game. Like that's not here, but it's cool to put the castle in the game. So cool. It's so cool that all this stuff is just on the Switch. Like that right there is the thing is it is the gift that keeps giving. Yes, it's a subscription fee, but at the same time, like yeah, you can get these games for free, you can get these ROMs for free if you want to, but like having them legally on here and the excitement of like, oh, they released a new game, like say, especially if you forget what the announcement is, and then turning it on and be like, oh man, what's this? Tonic Trouble. Wow, oh, wow, that's yeah, I've always wanted that. Um, yeah, I miss when they were releasing Sega Genesis games. But again, it's so hard for them to do that because they had this too, the classic or the whatever Sega Genesis Classic is what it's called now, I guess. I thought I had another name before. It's not, whatever. But this has all the stuff. And this does have a few games that aren't on this, but for the most part, there's more things here. But again, this one is part of the subscription, so there's that too. Jim. Man, I can still vividly remember getting this box and just staring at it and be like, oh man, that's so cool. And I had convinced myself like, oh, that means that like Guile has like flame hands and that's how he shoots the sonic boom. Oh man. His stage I think was my favorite. It was something about being on the Air Force Base and you got the jets in the background and like the guys and the girls sitting there just kind of watching the fight. You know, the guys are sitting there doing whatever, and the girls are sitting there like, don't know what that's all about, but that's what they're doing. Hey, what's up? Man, oh man. I wish the Shinobi games were named better. I've always hated the fact that if you look like, if you sort games, let's just say it's the late '90s, and you're like, I hear there's a third Shinobi game. Obviously, it's called Shinobi 3. Oh, well, the first one's called Shinobi. What's the second one called? Shinobi 2? No, it's the Revenge of Shinobi, or the Super Shinobi, I think in Japan. Comic Zone, Alien Storm. Hmm. Looking at Kid Chameleon is looking pretty tempting right now. I need to get more like. So I used to have a beanbag chair. I still have it, but the problem is like it's always been like half empty, and I've never wanted to spend the money on the rest of the beans about the chair to like make it bigger. That chair used to be super cool to sit in, but at a certain point, like it feels like some of the beans are just gone. And if I sit in it, I'm just sitting on the carpet. I'm sitting on the ground and I've got like beans around me, which is not the point. Um, there's this chair I'm in right now. This chair, I don't know. When I got it, there are like all these little things about it. I was like, well, it looked cool in the pictures. I probably should have read the reviews because like the footrest on this gaming chair only comes up to like mid calf. And then if I like, of course, this is just logic. If you lean the chair back and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna like relax. If you're not, you have to shift your body down because the way that it is, like the weight distribution ends up being in the back corner, so it'll just tip over. Um, I think the more expensive chairs don't have that issue. Earthworm Jim, Dynamite Heady, Rister. These two games here, I remember when both of these games came out, and for some reason I wanted to play them so bad. It's also fun going to the video store back then, like a rental place, and you could look at like these are like the black box Nintendo games, but it feels like everything had that kind of box. Let me see, yeah, even Street Fighter 2 kind of has that theme where it's got like mostly black on the box, and then like around like 1994, I believe, 93, 94, yeah, they changed the boxes to like these red cardboard ones, and they stood out. But to me, that it's like the more going between Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and not really knowing necessarily what the PlayStation was. Like when the boxes on Genesis switched to cardboard, it felt like they were like, all right, we got to do something else. They're trying to push the Sega CD more, or whatever. I think this right here might have been a plastic case. I'm not sure. Like a clamshell, probably not. Oh man, let's go with I don't want to play. I don't want to play Gunstar Heroes. I do. I don't want to play Gunstar Heroes. It's very strange. See, there's so many weird oversights. There's so many games that are on here like this and this. Where I'm like, man, they put that on there, but like they don't have Sonic 1 or 3 or Sonic and Knuckles. It's so strange. And they don't really release anything for this anymore either. Columns. I watched somebody talking about like the history of columns, some YouTube documentary the other day. I'm like, columns. As a kid, when I was a kid, if you're telling me I can go get a game like Castlevania, Contra, even Altered Beast, Comic Zone, Earthworm Jim, Kid Chameleon, look at how cool this kid is. He's got a leather jacket and sunglasses, and he's basically on a skateboard. Man, that kid's so cool. Or you can go get columns. I'm like, all right, I don't want to play Tetris. I don't want to play off-brand Tetris, especially in like 1992 or whatever. Like, to me, at least Tetris has like a personality. The personality is like Russia. That's it. This game's personality is like, hey, you remember like Greece and Rome and like ancient pottery? What if you could play a puzzle game inspired by that? It's like, what? No. And then you get this for the music. The only reason I ever played this is because it's funny, it was like 1995, 1996. So I had a Super Nintendo, had a Sega Genesis, and I think I had an N64 by that point. We had a Nintendo, but I think my mom made me, she probably made my brother sell it. He sold it himself or something like that. So, um, my cousin was born in like 94. This must have been like 97 now that I think about it. And she was getting into playing the video games I had, but she didn't have any at home. So my aunt decided for Christmas that she was going to get her a video game. And I don't remember if it was for, it might have been just a random thing. They got a Genesis Model 3. I didn't know the Model 3 existed. I knew about the Model 1 and the Model 2, but I had never seen a Model 3. So they come back and they got this little tiny thing right here. And my grandma was like, oh yeah, do you still have your games? I was like, what is that thing? She's like, it's a Sega. It's like the one you used to have. I was like, no, it's not. Why is it like this? Um, my cousin would get games, Disney games all the time. So they ended up with like the Little Mermaid. My cousin had the 6 pack, and then she got the Little Mermaid, the 6 pack, and there's something else that she had. Oh, Frogger. They had Frogger. That was my first time playing Frogger. I had heard about it from the Seinfeld episode, but I had never actually seen the game in person. Um, and when I would come to this side of town to spend the night when I was a kid, sometimes I couldn't bring my video games with me. So I'd just be over here at my cousin's house, and you can't go to Blockbuster like 1998 trying to rent a Sega Genesis game when like the PS1 and Saturn and N64 are out. So I would just play the 6 pack. And that's how I finally got to play Streets of Rage 1. I got really into Super Hang On because of the upgrade system, whatever it was. And then I would turn this on, and a lot of times whenever I selected this game, this is the game I did not mean to choose. Like, I don't want to do this. I still have, well, it's not my original copy. I don't think I had an original copy. But I got Mortal Kombat 2 here. But the Sega Genesis is like in my room, like the actual cartridge, which makes me pretty happy. decided to do that. It's fine. This will work out. This will be okay. This just doesn't really do anything for me. I don't know, man. Oh. Whoops. Sure. Bad move. That move only happened because I was like, wait, I don't want to put this there. I don't want the game to tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. I'm not a number. I'm a free man. Ah. Go. Almost messed that one up too. The other game that was like this for me was Dr. Mario, where like I would try out Tetris because I heard about how important Tetris was. Like, just people talking about like, oh yeah, it was the big reason why the Game Boy was successful as it was. It's why it caught on because like businessmen had something to do when they were going across their international flights. They could hop on a train going to Japan and everybody's playing Tetris. Sure, okay. Dr. Mario, cute, cute game. I'm good. Ah. Up. Oh no. I put that in a bad spot. I'm sure there are people that are out there that for them they're like, man, no puzzle game makes sense besides columns. Those people are insane. I probably work with some of them. Oh, come on. There's 3 blocks right there. Whatever. Um. Ooh. Columns, Puyo Puyo. A lot of these other games I'd never really understood. Um, I can play them, but I've never been like competent at them. Puyo Puyo. It's actually Puyo Puyo Tetris, like even when I watch competitions, I feel like most people, the way they play is that they're really good at Tetris, and then for Puyo Puyo, they just kind of like try to survive. They'll start off with like a few combos, and all of a sudden, like anything else that happens from here is just luck. Um, and that's how that plays out for them. Sonic Spinball. I remember renting this game because I was a big Sonic fan at the time, and I thought I liked pinball because I liked multi-ball and pinball. Um, like even right there, he looks off model. This has, when people talk about the difference in sound quality between the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, this game has one of my like favorite examples. In just a second. All right, Amir. Okay, so yeah, I remember. I'm pretty. Yeah, the podcast is still around. It's not the same as it used to be. So there was Games Radar had Talk Radar, and I think they spun that off into when the people got like laid off or quit or whatever. They went and made another site, Laser Time, which used to love their stuff back when they had the original people, but things have changed and some people have a little bit too much alcohol or whatever. Whatever. Anyway, besides that though, Vidjagame Apocalypse. when it started off, it was the people that were on Talk Radar, and they kind of phased out, but they had a lot of the original people there. And I remember they had an episode about like the worst video game music or something like that. They were just talking about like Sega Genesis songs, and I remember playing this game as a kid. I'm gonna just start the game. Like you said, I wasn't a fan of this either. I rented it maybe twice. The first time I rented it, I was like, I don't think I like this, but I must be playing it wrong. Then I think I read the reviews and it was giving like a 6. Let's say like a 6 or maybe 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10 or something like that. Sure. So there must be something to it. And I didn't fully understand pinball. That right there is the song. Like pinball itself is a thing that, you know, as a kid, you think you under. I feel like I thought I understood pinball. I definitely didn't understand how to play pinball. Okay, so we have a few buttons. I get the thing I didn't enjoy about this game is yes, ma'am.
That last Christmas.
Oh, I think it smells good. I thought it smelled good. I don't know.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was, but you got. Remember they gave you some perfume. You got some good stuff last year.
Yeah, that's what everybody said this year. People were like, that's all we get this year.
I was kind of like, keep waiting to see what you was gonna come home with.
Yeah, it's we're under new management technically.
Wow, yeah, you had really good stuff last year. I'm kind of mad by that.
Like I said, Mike might have some, but you know. Alright, anyway. So this is this game. Video pinball is already weird because it does all this stuff that you obviously cannot do in regular pinball. Like, you can't. Games will have like an elevated playfield or something, but like this game, you can straight up like slide Sonic in whatever direction you want to go if you're having an issue. If I don't want to go this way, I can kind of like lean him over in another direction. I don't really want to play the game, so I'm gonna go into here, reset. And their point was like, oh, if you want to hear like everything, like somebody not understanding, like they understood like, oh hey, the Sega Genesis has a FM sound. Well, what can we do with it? They're like, oh well, the Sonic Spinball menu. And it's like the most like aggressively garish music, like somebody that was just putting stuff on. This is awful. Yeah, Sonic. I remember, so my nephew is probably, I'm going to say about 13 now. 13, 14. I think he's in high school now. He liked video games too. And he would see me playing stuff. And he wanted to play, like if I was playing a game on the PC with the mouse and keyboard, and I'd try to show him how to do it, but he didn't understand it. I had fighting games, and he liked, you know, messing around with those because I got a fight stick. It's one big stick and a bunch of buttons. But I was like, you know, it'd be easier for me to show him. Like I wanted him to find stuff on his own. He understood touchscreen games, but when it came to like using a controller, which is what he wanted to do, he just didn't have the coordination for it. So I think I started them off playing like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, just stuff with like simple layouts. And he likes Sonic. And the thing, I feel like there's some sort of like validation to me. Like if I show a kid, like now, like a kid that's maybe like 8 years old now, and for some reason I'm around, I'm like, hey, you want to play a video game? Yeah, sure. And you know, they're used to playing Call of Duty or something, like, oh, try this game out. And I show them like Double Dragon. If they like it, I'm like, you know what? That means that the games that I liked when I was a kid, they were actually like, they held up okay. But I showed him Sonic the Hedgehog and he really liked it. But when he got to the underwater stages, he liked it. Until the dying music happened, like when you're running out of breath and he would see him like, you know, choke, it literally scared him to the point where he didn't want to play the game anymore. Man. You can find that damn debug menu. I forgot what it was. It's complicated in this game. There we go. I was obsessed with that too. I didn't know what that was, but I was like, oh man, that must be awesome. Options. I feel like they still probably lean into it a little bit, so it's 19. Whoops. 19. Oh my goodness, it's a long way to go. Okay, there we go. 65. 09. 7. Title screen, stay and start. Alright, there we go. So their product, yeah, I think this is the one. This level is so much better than like Marble Zone or whatever, like all those other ones. There was a quote I said to a friend. I was just talking because he was a huge Sonic fan, and he was complaining about like a mutual friend that we had, a person I've never had any issue with. And I think I just like randomly said something like, "Oh yeah, everybody," because he was explaining how like some people, it seems like every time you have like a group of friends, there's always that one person that's like complicates things. Not everybody's like that, but you'll have there's one person in the group that's like, yeah, this person's like always a little bit too much. And I think I said something like, every group of friends has their Labyrinth Zone, and like that man made that his like profile motto for like years. Like, this is fine. This isn't fine at all. And you get a countdown timer too, and you're like, what do I do? Oh, go get air. Where do I get air? You gotta go up for air. Oh no, Sonic, you're not gonna make it. Oh. And again, if you don't know how to swim, you've never been around it before, like that's terrifying. You don't see that in Mario. Mario can swim as long as he wants to. This is some plumber. I guess maybe because he's a plumber, you know, he's a lot better at breathing underwater. That's what plumbers do, right? That's like a class benefit. But yeah, I think between like hearing the music and then seeing the countdown timer, everything's moving slow, and then on top of that too, you Tails. Jeez. You also get the him gasping for air when he dies. That's a lot. That is a lot. I've never been good at the Sonic games. I don't know if I've actually ever finished. No, I finished, I think, Sonic 2. I think I finished this one before. Maybe the first one. I've, like, part of my issue is, like, I just don't want to, like... A lot of times, like I mentioned before, with Rayman 2 earlier, I don't want to collect a million things. So, for Sonic being like, oh, to get the true ending, you have to get, you have to be Supersonic, which means you have to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Like, oh, I have to do those. You have to pass the bonus games. Like, I don't want to do that. When I was younger, sure, but now I don't care. Whoops. But I have heard people say what they like about Sonic is that some people criticize, you know, the games for the most part. You just kind of do the same thing. You sort of go to the levels, at least the classic Sonic games. But then people pull up these maps and they're like, oh, but the better that you get at the game, like once you finish the game once or twice, you start learning alternate paths to go through to like get faster times or just explore different parts of the level that you didn't even know were there before. Which I'm like, you know what, that's pretty neat. So I've been thinking about trying to get like decent at Sonic just for that, because I never really like. I've replayed 1 and 2 plenty of times, but I never really played it like that from that mindset. Like right there, I probably could have like stayed in the high path. And some people are like, oh, some levels the high path is easier, sometimes it's harder. But it's stuff that you discover like as you play the game more. Whoops. And they're like, the game also doesn't really punish you for not knowing. It's just a different path that you can take. That's Sonic design right there. Like here's a speedy, here's a whatever spring. I was gonna say the speedy rolly thingy. But now there's a spring right there, and then it rolls back into an enemy like that. That's Sonic. That too. That right there was also a little bit upsetting. Is you would sit there and you're playing, and you know you're running out of breath, and oh, Tails is about to die. There we go. But you're running out of breath and you find a bubble thing, and like it doesn't generate a big bubble in time, so you still die. Is either scary or annoying. I don't know. It can kind of go both ways. Boss fights. Ooh. Sonic boss fights. You know, at least Sonic gave you bosses, because not every game gives you bosses, but like, man, Sonic boss fights have always been just like weird. If you go back and you watch, there's like some news conferences when they were releasing the Sega Genesis, and people in the tech industry trying to explain to like newscasters what made the games important. Like, I think it was the Mickey's whatever the Castle Illusion game with Mickey Mouse. They were showing some of the animations, and they were showing like, oh, you know, because we couldn't do this before. Like now, when the character walks, they have a walk cycle, and then they can walk a little bit further, and you know they got an animation for when they get close to the edge. They demonstrated like whatever it was, like that, where they're close, and they get the closer they get, the more they panic or something. Like right there, like you're about to fall. That was cool. I didn't, you know, when I was younger, I probably would have lost my mind if I knew that. I don't think I really processed that back then. I was like, oh man, this game has better graphics. A thing that I didn't even understand. I just heard older kids say, it's like, yeah, I got to get a game that's got good graphics. I didn't know what graphics were. I don't know. I understood the concept of like 8 and 16-bit and 32-bit or whatever, but I didn't really understand like what that meant. Which also didn't help when you had a game that would say something like, oh, this game's what is it? What is I think Kid Chameleon says something about like, oh, this game has a 24-bit cartridge or something like that, 24 megabit cartridge. I'm like, wow, that game must be awesome. It's different times. I don't really feel like there's anything like that anymore. Nice. I've heard some people that are into conspiracies say that games like this were partially designed to get kids in, because a lot of these companies also made like slot machines or whatever, or pachinko machines. They would have gambling things like this, not because they wanted to have a gambling stage. It was like, oh, if we can teach these kids some of these mechanics early, and they've seen them before, you know, once they get older, it'll be a lot easier to just have them just slot in and just go play casino games, which is wild, but makes sense to me. There's a lot of old games that have weird casino mini games in them. leave this game. Look at how cool he is. He doesn't have time to deal with me. Is Sonic 2 the game where he just runs away if you take too long? I guess we'll just let it sit. Now he's getting annoyed. Man, he's got so much tune. I think that's supposed to be water in the background. You see the skyscrapers or whatever and all the buildings, but man. 3 frames of animation for that crouch? That's a lot. Good old Sonic. Pulseman. Comic Zone. Alright, let's back out of that. I goofed. I was sitting there and I've been thinking about like having Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2 so I could play it. I've got it on PC. I think I bought every character from season 1 and season 2 separately. I haven't played the game in a long time on PC because nobody I know plays. And it's the kind of game where I'll turn it on and people are like, what are you playing that for? We should play this instead. And I'm like, alright. So I just kind of got annoyed. So I like having games on Switch where I can just play them and nobody see, like, people that are on my friends list see my playtime, but there's no messaging system. So you can just play whatever. And it doesn't really matter. But I have Cyberpunk, and the reason I got Cyberpunk when I got the Switch 2 is because Cyberpunk was the only game at launch that I think was on the cartridge, where you bought the cartridge and you put it in, and it's got the whole game on there. It downloads updates and stuff like that, but I mean, the game itself is like playable off the cart. That's cool. And you know, before the Switch 2 came out, I wasn't really reading up on it. I was like, oh, there's a new Switch, whatever, blah 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 blah. New Mario Kart, sure. And then you know, I remember hearing people talk about game key cards, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then when I got the Switch 2, like the day before I bought it, I bought it launch day. The day before I bought it, I started reading into this the game key card stuff. I was like, what the hell is it? Wait, what? Why would you buy a game that's not on there if you're gonna buy the game that's just releasing a key to download the game? Like, why wouldn't you just get a digital copy? I also, as a result, I haven't got to try this out yet, but I think this right here could be pretty cool. The idea of, say, if you have like a friend or whatever, and I don't know how the system works, but you can let somebody borrow your card, your virtual card. So say if I had this and this was eligible, I could like let somebody like, oh yeah, you can borrow this card, and once they borrow it, it'll stay installed on my system, but I can't play it if the other person's like in it or whatever. Like you have to like take back ownership, and it's probably just for a certain amount of time or something. I also have been able to try out game sharing, which is pretty cool. But anyway, the game key thing. So I bought Cyberpunk because that was the only game at launch, as far as I know, that was fully on the cart. Completely haven't thought about him since because everything I've been buying is digital. I got this digital because this was. I still think it's cool that Yakuza is finally on Switch, like a Nintendo platform, after how much trash they talked about it for years, being the wrong audience and all this other stuff. So a few days ago, somebody had just sent me money just for whatever. My mom sent me something for like, I forgot what it was. So you can keep the change. Like, oh shoot, all right. Well, if I can keep the change, Street Fighter 6 has been going on sale. I'll pull it up now. Let's go in the eShop. Street Fighter 6, the base edition, the one I bought on PC for like $60. I think I got it for like 50 maybe. I would have bought it on sale. It's on sale right now for $20 for Street Fighter 6. That's a crazy deal. But the catch is if you buy the cart, if you get the cart, I want to make sure this shows up properly. You get this. This is years 1 and 2. This isn't just Street Fighter 6. This is Street Fighter 6 with the first 2 seasons. It's on season 3 now, so you get like, I'd say like 8 extra characters, 10 extra characters, something like that. And the other thing about this game is like, for some games, that's just extra characters you can play as. For Street Fighter 6, they add them into World Tour, so they get their own little area. I didn't get Dredge. I don't think I bought Dredge. I would have to see. But so I bought this. I bought the cart. Got back in the car. I had my Switch 2 with me. I was like, all right, I'll take the package off, put this in the case. And I pulled the cartridge out. I was like, hold on. And after I ripped the shrink wrap off, I was like, oh man. Oh, this is a game key card. And then I was like, oh no. And I put in the Switch and in the parking lot, and I was like, oh, you need a connection to the internet to download the game first. Once you have the game downloaded, you still have to have, instead of just having a digital copy. Oh, Cast and Chill? No, I don't think so. I mean, unless you count that. But, yeah, like if I just had the digital game, like, with the Mortal Kombat collection, because this is sold in stores too. This also, I don't think this has, I think it's missing Mortal Kombat 4 if you buy the actual cart. If you, like, if I have this, I can just have this in the console and just play it. I'm pretty sure we're going to find this out right now. So I have the game key card for this. I haven't done this yet. Alright, so I'm taking the top off. Cool. I can't play the game that I had to download digitally until I put the card in there. Why? How was that? Who came up with that idea? Like, why is that the idea? If you already have virtual game cards, then just get rid of the cartridge slot. Like, what are they doing? Because they have all these half-assed ideas. Like, that's crazy. The fact that you have to have the card in the game to play it, just so you can have a physical copy. But it's like, if you get a physical copy, on top of that too, this is Street Fighter 6 Years 1 and 2 edition. I'm like, it's got the whole game on there. It's Years 1 and 2. Cool. I don't know why. I guess because it's been a while since I bought anything physical because of stuff like this. So I got it. I'm like, it's a game key card. Messed up. Whatever. At least it comes with Years 1 and 2. No, you get a piece of paper with the code on the bottom that you have to type in to redeem Year 2. Years 1 and 2. Like, why not just get the digital game? If that was the case, I would have just spent $60 on the eShop if I had just remembered, like, oh, it's a game key card. Because the whole point of me buying it wasn't just to have it just so it's like physical. It was I didn't want to have to delete stuff to make space to have Street Fighter 6 on here, because that game was like 60 gigs. Yeah, the game key stuff, man. Like, that is one of the weirdest things that they did. Like, why? What? Why? What is the point? I don't understand. Where's Luke? I'm looking at the art here. Top left, you see Terry Bogard in the background. You got Ryu in the top right. Chun-Li's in the bottom left. You got, maybe that's Mai. Yeah, it should be Terry on the top left, Mai on the bottom left. Then you got Ryu and Ken, or Ryu and Chun-Li. Then you got Akuma in the top middle. Elena's in the center. You got Rashid on the left side. And then you've got Ed. It's so weird because they put so much effort into like making Luke like, yeah, Luke's gonna be our poster child for this game. Like, he's not on there. Oh well. Yeah, the game key stuff it's wild. It's wild. And again, it's funny because I kept telling people, like, yeah, this is the biggest trap. Like, make sure you don't fall into this trap. Make sure you don't fall into this trap. And I've been aware of it the entire time. And I knew Street Fighter 6 was one of those games. But I guess in the moment, like for the past week, I've been like, man, if I could just get a physical copy of Street Fighter 6, I could have the game and not have to worry about having anything downloaded. And I could just put it in whenever I want to play it. Cool. And I was like, I got the worst of both worlds. Now I have to have the key in and I have to download the game. If I want to free up the space, I can't take the card out. I got to delete the game off the damn system now. Oh well. Oh well. I've been meaning to check this out. Not the game. I wanted to see if they did a sale yet. They do sales, as I mentioned before, on PC all the time for tables, but not so much on Switch. They had one around Halloween. which is when I bought the tables I have now. Nothing. I was hoping maybe like South Park or Snoopy because I think one of these, there's like a Charlie Brown Christmas table in one of these. I guess it's in the Snoopy one. I was hoping one of those would go on sale by now, but no. Oh well. I do believe Casting Show was the last thing I got. So I got that, and that's when I was like, all right, let me play through this. I've heard people talking about this Cosmic Invasion. The only reason I stopped playing this is like the game was fine. It's just that it seems like it's kind of long. Like Terminator, the cool thing about that game is the cool, and the thing that sucks about it is the game is like an hour long. Maybe a little bit longer, like once you're learning it, but like to get to from the first level to the last level is like 45 minutes to an hour. This game seems like it's probably maybe 6 to 8 hours long. I think because they want you to like level up characters and stuff. And there's other paths. It might not be that long. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like I played this because I feel like each level is maybe like 15 to 20 minutes long. This seems cool though. Another podcast I listened to made a case for like the thing I like about this game. The game itself is pretty cool. Just playing it's pretty cool because it's got a lot of stuff from like Marvel vs. Capcom, like direct animations from those fighting games. All right, we'll go and skip this. But one of the people on the podcast was like, "Oh, if you want to make if the game looks weird to you, all you have to do is just go in there and turn on the CRT filter." And like, man, I don't know how it looks on the stream, but like playing this in person, like these two here, looks so good. This right here, I think looks alright, but this is a little bit weird. In person though, it looks fine. There's game share, but this is local game share only, unfortunately. I believe the arcade gives you, yeah, it's limited lives. There's no progression. I don't know how much you get to switch characters.
Does whatever a spider can. It's easy being green.
Annihilus' vermin has snuck on board. If you can clean this mess up, I'll take that big pooch off your hands. Listen, lady, Lockjaw's our friend. He's not going into a cage.
I can't believe I've become a deep space bug exterminator.
Get to it, heroes.
swarms?
Oh, there's just another one back there.
Sit this one out. I gotta focus.
Rambo! A classic. Case closed.
Oh.
I'm enjoying all these cameos, but it's too bad these guys are caged here. I'm saving them from a nihilist ravaged world. This is conservation.
What's happening? Sonic clap? Oh. Well, I did the wrong thing anyway.
Rambo! A classic. Denied. Sonic Blast!
Oh, hit 3 enemies. Man, I feel like an idiot. Again, I thought they wanted me to kill 3 enemies with the Sonic clap thing.
A good sonic clap will stun any of these guys.
Sit this one out. Free food. Sweet. Gotta focus.
Case closed. Come on down. Ah! Whoa, they went all out with the cameos in this level.
I wanted to do.
Extra life.
Did you miss me? Sit this one out. Focus full. Free food. Sweet. Spider comp. I really feel like we're connected. Hey, look, webs. Try this on. Come here, you. Sit this one out. Symbiotes. Great.
All this mess is from my prize pet. He was broken. Piece
No.
of biome, and it's now enraged.
I am not looking forward to meeting this pet. My web cartridges are running low. Got some web on ya. I gotta focus.
Be careful with the symbiote. He's the jewel of my collection.
Be careful! Jewel?
I'll eat your brains, Spider.
Why can't I ever get away from this guy? Gotta focus. Spectacular. Last one's free. Web shooters are running low. Hey, look! Webs! I gotta focus. Feeling astonishing. Try this on.
I'm so close. Oh no, come on.
Give up.
Make up Spider-Man. Well, anyway, I need to eat, so I will be back later. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I should be back on later. It's still early. It's like 2 o'clock right now. I might go downstairs for a little bit also after I eat and get out of my room. Anyway, thanks for stopping.